Good afternoon, everybody. Um, so I am picking up where I left off here yesterday, and literally turned the screen on, or woke my computer up, and it was in the same exact place that it was yesterday. So yeah, well, I can't say that. I guess I did make a couple changes, because I'm in the stage now where I'm gonna start being a little more picky, because I'm not just throwing ideas at the score anymore. Um, I'm gonna be a little more creative, in some places, and then a little more picky where I've already done some, uh, I don't know, creativity. So I did change the voicing of this chord here that the wind players have, most of the wind players have on beat 4 on this first vamp. I might shorten this to just twice, but I think I don't know, this seems like it'll be good. We can't hear how many times we can't hear the bass play two times without the fifths in the piano left hand, so I think it'll build a little more than it sounds like it does right now. So I changed the voicing before. I wish I would have saved it because I could play them both. The voicing before had a little less in it, even though it was still ambiguous. It was a C with a G below it and an F and a couple of voices. I added a D in there as well, just to give it kind of this pair of like C and F in fourths, and then D and G in fourths. So it has that really more, I don't know, just still ambiguous, but a little more color than just having the G and F in there. Still super ambiguous. You can't tell what's going on with that chord. Where's it going? I also edited this bar a little bit. Beat 4 of this bar, I did a little bit of editing. So that's voiced out a little more. This tenor 2 voice, I'm just looking around here. This tenor 2 voice makes a pretty big skip, and I want to kind of nail down why, because we've got a big A natural there, right? Yeah, A natural. It's actually above the D that's in the alto saxes, so there's really no reason for that to be happening. So I could literally swap it with that. Yeah. So what do we have? We have just the D's and A's in. Yeah, that's it. Just that open fourth sound. I could make this. So what we've got is these big open fourths here. I don't need 3 on that top voice. It'll be better spent down here. Yeah. See, it kind of splits up a little bit more than it was before. And then here, still in the fourths, I want to add another voice into this chord. So I'm going to check out, let's see, I've got an A right here underneath the D in the melody. I could add an E below that, and that would stack another fourth under the A. We'd have this voicing in fifths. That means this would need to be a D, or sorry, an E, not a D. I mean, with that kind of logic, this could be a B, and it would still be pretty neutral. But it's all over a D, so starting to get a pretty... It'll start being kind of an interesting combination if we go too far. It'll start kind of conflicting. Yeah, I think that's a little too much with the B added in. So I think I'm gonna have... You know what? I think it'll be okay if they're actually in conflict right here. That really supports the next part better. So, oops, undo that. No, being up here is fine. So we've got those fourths. It breaks down a little bit here. Still got 2 on that top voice. Not really that necessary. That trombone will be able to belt out the E, and this one will be able to belt out that D pretty well. I could add an A down here, give it more of that color, and then I could make this, well, you know, an E natural for an alto sax is a C sharp, and that's kind of a weak note. So in that case, I'd rather have the second tenor actually above that and play an F sharp using more of the horn. And that'll come across a little stronger, and it'll be easier for that to be in tune. Yeah, I think that works out to be a pretty cool sound. D, A, E, and then that E is stacked up. Well, it's really stacked up quite a few times here. D. I don't know if I need that A. I think we can go down here with that, and maybe even, you know what might be cool, is to really give this the foundation. Oh, that really gives it that crunch. Having the A down there. Okay, now I've got to fix. Yeah, that works out cool. It just makes it a little more ambiguous feeling, because yeah, there's a root, but is it the root, or is it the fifth, or is it just supporting the root, or is the root just supporting it? What's the role there? Makes it a little bit confusing for your ear on where exactly the root is. So that's cool. I like that. So then we definitely have a root that's an F here. Ooh, that gets weird with the scrolling. So we've got F and C, and then we're going to go to D flat from there. And why on earth did I decide to do that? Well, really, I can't remember from writing it down. So we've got an A flat in the guitar here. Oh, I think I meant to go from an F minor chord up to a D flat chord. Yep, we've got C and an A flat. So we got F, F, C, A flat, same A flat, C, another D, and an A flat. I think that's a good voicing for the trumpets. Yeah, to have that kind of drop voicing. This fourth trumpet then could play an F, but really doubling the lead will be better, and this sax can always play the F right there if I need to fill out that area. In fact, well, let's see, I had him on an A. Let's do, yeah, there we go. Put the second tenor on a D. That'll get rid of that big skip. That's good. I like that the motion in most voices is headed upward, because I want this contrast between the higher voices going up and the lower voices going down. So actually I think a C in that tenor voice will be a little better. Kind of clear out the middle, as it were. D down to C. Yeah, that matches what's there. F, C. So we have these D, F, a minor sixth, and then a fifth right there. I think that sounds cool. F, C, F. Yeah, those are all Fs and Cs. F, C, A flat, and then another minor sixth above that. So, yeah, I think we've got a good. I feel good about the mix here, except that in the trumpets, I don't know if I really need that D to be doubled there. If I can, let's see, because it's down, it's, got a C, A flat, C, D, A flat, yeah, F, C, there's not enough of that, of that note. Yeah, I think there's not enough of that flavor in there, so let's have this voice just in general. Let's leave the C here in this middle of the treble line, and then everything below that can be a D instead. Yeah, because the C is going to color the chord no matter what, even if there's just one. Yep, it doesn't take much more than that. I don't even need to, it's a strong note on trumpet, I don't need to copy it in a saxophone voice. That's going to come off great. Yeah, and I've got it down here in the tenor voice. Well, I've got a D down here in the tenor voice, but I don't think a C anywhere else, right? Yeah, just that one C, and that's really all it takes to color that chord like that. So I could try to have another one down here. I think that makes it too strong. Okay, and then we have just open fifths after all that build up. Okay, I'm going to turn that down a little bit. I'm worried it might be blowing somebody's headphones up. All right. Okay, and then we go into the melody after this little thing. I should let the drummer know to fill. Not necessarily a light fill. Just a fill would be fine. Well, there's fill, but it doesn't have that enclosure around it. Well, I think even if the drummer plays time and then sets up this beat 4, I think that'll be fine. Let me put an accent over it though. Over it, because I want them to know it's a big hit. Definitely catch that figure. All right. As opposed to back here, where it's just a rhythmic cue. So it's kind of the drummer's already catching this side stick on 4. So they could catch this cue with the horns. I just really, it's not the biggest thing. Here it is though. So that's why I put this one in the staff and this one above the staff. I want the drummer to have some freedom in that choice. But this one's not a choice. Big smack on 4 no matter what. Even if you don't fill into it. And then light fill for a bar and then melody. I could put a little anticipation in the drum set. I'll think about that and maybe do that later. And of course the trumpets aren't going to sound like they aren't going to play in harmonies, which kind of lame. I can go into the score manager here and just while I'm going through this part, select muted trumpet in the in these 4. I don't think yeah, they don't have a muted trombone. I should really get another instrument pack. I'll consider that one day. So now it should do it. So you can hear with that it doesn't make as much of an impact as it did before with all the open trumpets. It's just a color now, it's just a flavor there. And the trombones will be muted too. So it'll really put that buzz on it. So and it's got that cool counter line there. In fact, I don't like that. I'm gonna put this there. Oh, that's colorful. Yeah. Over the C, and it's resolving to an F, right? Oh, didn't mean to do that. Nope, G. Okay, my bad. So G, still kind of, that's the 5th of C, so we're leaving this kind of ambiguous, right? With the A natural, B flat rubbing up against each other. Here's a D and trumpet 4. A nice cluster here, D, E flat, and F. So I think F in the top here, I shouldn't call it the melody because this is the melody, and then F in the bari sax will be. But let's see. I want the G to definitely be the melody, but guitar and piano both jump in with it here, so I really don't think that's going to be a problem. I do, oh my gosh. I want to get that electric guitar sound fixed. There we go. Yeah, that's a cool sound, I think. I think that's awesome. Now, I think I've got all the crunch I need, probably. And I don't really need much help from the Barry to build any more crunch. And I do want the guitar to go up, actually. Yeah, that... I'm sorry, the silence there is me making a decision about this. I don't know if I like that. Having them come in right there. I do want to keep the and of 2. What if I did this? What if I only did that? What if I copied that over? Don't take that up an octave for me. I did not ask for that. I need to turn my light on in here so I can see which numbers I'm pressing. There we go. I could also get this in tenor sax and make sure I get a an accent over it. Why don't I use housetop accents for 8th notes? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Because the note's already short. I don't need to make it any shorter. I certainly don't want the players to think I mean for it to be any shorter than an 8th note already is, especially in this piece going kind of fast. It doesn't need the help of a housetop accent. Quarter note, though, that needs to be defined. So I do that. So let's see how this sounds in context. I don't know. You know, I might want to tie this to a quarter note, actually. Let's give that a shot. That Barry down there. I love it. That's so much fun for the Barry player to have a few moments like that. And the bass trombone player as well. And I happen to know that bass trombone can belt this low D out just crazy. Even though Finale, well, it's because there's not a bass trombone patch that I'm using. So it's not helping me out with that. It's not as full as it could be. But I know the bass trombone player can just pound out that low D. Let's see. You know what? I'm not sold. Don't need it. That's nice and clean and straight to the point. I just don't need all the flourish of the other stuff. could use, what have I got the Barry doing? A flat. Who else is doing that? I've got trumpet 4 doing that. Trumpet 2, or sorry, trombone 2 playing F sharp F. Trumpet 4 playing A flat up there. Let's see, F sharp F, C B. But I also have, I can put that A and A flat right here. I need to put a little parenthesis, I should learn what the singular of that is. So I can put that in the piano's left hand, and then I'll use the Barry. I want to copy this. I want to make sure the Barry player gets to join in on that. I think that'll be nice. Yeah, I think that sounds nicer. It was a little balanced out by the brass, the rest of the brass maybe, just for that. And I want these two horns to have a second to collect themselves and get ready for the upcoming line, because I'm just like polite like that. I don't know. The melody is actually this C and B, if I remember correctly. I don't feel like this tenor needs to be way up there. What am I looking at in the rest of it here? Yeah, there's a B flat in another place. You know what? Here I've got this is another consideration to make. And it really just helps if you know how this stuff works. I've got ride tenor or first tenor playing this line here, and I've got baritone sax. These two are literally on opposite ends of the sax section. So that actually is not the best idea. Even moving it one sax into tenor 2 instead would be helpful. But that line is actually low enough that alto 2 can play it sitting right beside tenor 1. That's not the sound I want, though. I'm going to go with tenor 2. That'll still help. That'll still be helpful for for them being able to listen across to each other, especially since they're the same instrument. Their sounds will blend really nicely. I mean, they do even in finale moody sounds. Okay, I do have to let second tenor know how loud to start, though. Yeah, the rule is if I come in here and play it and finale doesn't know what the heck to do, you know, I really can't. I'm not gonna put that on the players to know exactly what to do. So yeah, I like that being just mezzo forte. That's fine. I'm starting to question whether I need the guitar to reinforce that. I think it's fine. It's just really those two voices being added in. And you know what? Why don't I have the second? Why don't I have the guitar player play this too? And then I can drop this down the octave. Huh. I don't know. It's risky. I could have the guitar play this line. Got confused about which wrist to use. And then have the piano jump in on this one. You know what? That's not a great place to put that. Let's put it down here. And have the G repeat. I think that's cool. Yeah, I think that'll be nice. I don't like repeating notes in the piano though, because that makes things a little difficult, because in piano, if you repeat notes, you're gonna have a little bit of gap in between them. So that line would have gone dee ba ba da da in order for the piano to be able to restrike that really quickly. So in order to smooth it out, I'm going to change that to a different note. Yeah, and I think that'll be fine. And then I'll go ahead and give piano. I'm hesitant to give it the same stuff from the rest of the horns, because with these horns being in harmon mutes and straight mutes, they're not going to speak as much. Yeah, actually I'm going to leave that out. Yeah, they're not going to take over the line. I think it's still very clear where the melody is. So I want to leave it that way. And don't want to worry about giving the piano that little punch. I do want to worry about giving it to the drums. Nah, I don't want it to be that overstated. I already have this hit. So this is going to be, let's see, we're looking at F, B flat, F, B flat. So big thing is E flat, B flat, B flat, because that's in the melody. But I also have an F up here, right? Yeah. So B flat is the melody. But maybe I've got a little heavy-handed with it. My bad. And then yeah, and then it sounds super messy in the next bar. I think that's nice. I think having the yeah, I think that works out great. Yeah, that really opens it up. And it looks like F sharp and F is actually the melody on this. So that's only in, oh, it's an alto 1. There we go. I feel like that needs to be reinforced a little better. I still would like third trumpet to have a little bit of a break there. But we've got C, B, which I had up here already. E flat, D. So maybe I could have second tenor copy that. Well, I've already got the guitar copying it too. So actually I'm happy with it. Okay, this is another change. I want that to get a little bit of spice. So let's put a little bit of spice on this one. This beat 4 this time, because last time we did it on this one. This time, that note ends up being an anticipation twice here. So it's already being kind of reinforced this time. Last time through this melody, it got its shake at being, you know, it got its buddies along with it. So let's go with this bar this time. So I'm going to build this out. So difference is we're over a different root this time, which you might think is the E flat, but really I'm going to treat it like it's over the D root instead of over the C root, because it's tied over into, it's an anticipation into the next bar. So I've got to treat it like the D is in the root. I don't think I'll give it an actual root like that though, because I don't need to probably. You know, another option would be to catch all these and just hold them out like that. That would be kind of neat. We've got a G and a D right here. And then have them like move down with that. That might be kind of neat. So if we did, like in the first trumpet, if I did this, D, and this is a good way to notate. I want you to leave the and of 3 blank. I want you to play a rest on the and of 3, just to make sure that they don't cover up. This dot is here to create some space, and I want it to have that space. So let's create this long line here. Oh, not with that Not with a double whole note. Just F sharp, please. Thank you. Then we can go natural. No. Yeah. Maybe up, actually. Yeah. Huh. That's interesting. I could just as easily made it that true unison, but I think the walk up sounds better. So let's play with this a little bit. Let's throw second trumpet in on this business. So let's get that in there. I don't really need the dot on that one since it's okay. So earlier I said I don't need to put a house top on an eighth note because I don't need it to be shortened. But in the case of this, in the middle of this line, it's assumed that all this is going to be legato except for that note. So that's why that dot needs to be there. This I'm going to change to a quarter note just so it's easier for the second trumpet player to read. And but I'm still going to put that dot over it so they know they're going to play it hopefully as short as possible. So let's see how that sounds. Yeah, I think that'll sound real cool. Let's put it at around Mezzo Piano, I think. Well, no, because with harmons, you know, I'm gonna say Mezzo Forte, and they're gonna. If you get too quiet with a harmon mute in the trumpet, it doesn't really create that buzz. There's just not enough compression going on inside. I mean, because of the mute, that the buzz is from kind of that the amount of air conflicting with it being blocked up by the mute. So I don't want to create. Sorry, I do want to create that. And if they play too quietly, then it won't create that, and that's a problem. It's not the effect I'm going for. So let's support trumpet 1 actually with a C sharp. Da, da, da. And then give this to trumpet 2. I've got my finger on the wrong row. Should I keep this going? This C. The tritone. Let's see how it sounds. I'm only thinking about making it follow this line down to the B flat, but I don't know. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of that. I don't think I need that. I don't need that tie there because there's not a note on that beat. I'm gonna have them just cut it off right on 3. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Now I think if I treat the alto sax the same way in the trombone, and trombone can play, well, I think an octave down will be fine. You know, in fact, an octave down might be nice. Well, they need the accents over this. They need to know they can do that. I think that sounds so cool. Let's move. That is bar 4, and it's that D flat chord. Let's go ahead and move you to F natural there. There we go. Yeah, we need that accent. Give me the accent. And then I'm going to do the same thing I did here. I'm going to do that for the alto sax. So I'm actually going to have this trumpet. Oh, wait, it doesn't. That's not what happens there. That's in unison with the alto. I need one in unison with the tenor and trumpet line. There we go. That's where that is. So let's go. Let's take that an octave up. And then, what did I have last time? I'm pretty sure A, it would be like A, B flat, B natural, C, G. Yeah. It's weird because they're a whole step away from the melody, but it's like you really can't tell because there's that ambiguity. Then they're definitely in unison, and it's like it doesn't matter. There's just that effect on the note. The ear doesn't really latch on to the interval there. It just latches on to this. The melody's so strong, it's like, oh, there's a little interest on that piece. I think I would like to just copy this an octave down in the trombones, in the 2 trombones that are muted here. And I want to see how that sounds. So here's what I did. I didn't copy them an octave down. I copied them 2 octaves down. Now we've got a little bit more going on. So let's make that mezzo piano for these 2, because even though they're muted, that's a high part of the trombone. They can really belt this out pretty well. Yeah, that's super cool. So where these 2 are on an A and E, that kind of stacks up from the melody here. So we've got F sharp over B, and then it stacks up to A and then E. So we've got, if we look at it, if the alto sax were down here, we'd have B, F sharp, A, and E. We've got that 4th, and then a minor 3rd, and then a 4th stacked on it. I could really do that same thing over the C here. How do I want to do that? Oh, sorry, I stretched out a little bit, so I got away from the mic. Sorry, I've got the midday nap kind of energy. All right, trombones. I think I'd like to build a Do I want it to be another dissonant thing, or do I want it to be more consonant? Got guitar and piano doubling that melody. I really need to double the alto sax somewhere here because we're thick with that melody. Yeah, we're not getting much of the fourth. Now we're getting much more of the fourth sound from the melody. Yeah, that's really cool how it's really far away from the melody and then it reaches it. So let's use, I'll tell you what, I'm going to use this. I'm going to copy this melody. What I'm going to do is put this here in first trombone and this in second trombone. Here's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to find a path to these melody notes that are above it. So I'm basically trying to approach those notes. I'm just going to copy this over for the rhythm so I can just move the notes around. I'm going to use a technique where I just make these notes the goal. But there's not necessarily a huge emphasis on everything making harmonic sense. It's just all leading to that unison. Let's see how that sounds. By the way, I know that this is an E flat and a B flat. It's going to crunch. That's a way to add emphasis to a note. Okay, hold up. Now, I've got a chromatic line happening here that's hip. It will not hurt things too badly if the held note is not chromatic. It is chromatic from the note before it, so that'll stick out that line is chromatic. But it won't hurt that that it's not chromatic with the notes next to it. I can also use this little trick to get around these notes being chromatic. So I could make this B flat and A and not approach the target note chromatically. And it still has the same effect of just landing on that unison. But you know what? I didn't like that too much. I'm going to try it with one on. Yeah, I think that A flat is causing some conflict. I'm not going to math it out right now because I don't need to. My ear heard it. Okay, now I think the D flat is hitting a little bit rough. Oh, I see. The B flat is in unison with the second trumpet there. The D doesn't really need to be, but why don't I just direct copy the melody on this? So at least somebody's getting closer to a unison. Well, actually, I forgot the trumpets are in a unison there. But this trombone still isn't. What if this wasn't the thing throwing it off and it can still be an A flat? You know what? I know what the deal is. The deal is there's a big G on this downbeat and the A is just smacking against that really bad. It's just real dissonant against it. So I could do that. Just really delay the resolution there for another second. Where they're not totally in unison yet until the very last note. Even though most of them are, there's still that one crunch. Now I could make this trumpet copy that. Haha. Another trick I could use would be to surround it on the other side to make it really feel like it's closing in. Now I could make it that to get a little closer. Get a little closer to me. Get a little closer to unison before beat 3. I think that sounds pretty cool. Man, it flows smoothly. I really dig that. I like that a lot. The only thing I'm a little bit not a huge fan of is this, what's happening here with the trombones copied. I think just having that G slammed in the first trombone is not working out for me. So I'm going to actually start here with the alto 2 note and work off of that. That's a B flat, A natural. And I know that these will be in mutes. And I could change this note to follow the trumpet, but I don't think it'll be I don't think it'll be as effective. I don't think it'll make a huge difference. Yeah, that won't be a huge effect to have second trumpet. Be ba do da, be ba do dee ba bo dee. I don't think that'll help a whole lot. I think it's more important to have that chromatic line. The melody's getting stated. It's not going to get buried. It's got the attention that it needs. All right, so we've got B flat, or sorry, a D natural happening for a while there. Can we go up in the first trombone? That might be an interesting avenue to take. and really kind of a long leading into this E natural. So D, E flat, F, E. And it's gonna sound a little more crunchy than it should because the trombones are not muted in this. So let's see. And then we go down to an F sharp. That's kind of getting spread out here. I'm not a huge fan. I'd rather play the B natural, but let's see. F sharp. Oh, did I bring guitar in right here? Or piano? I could have guitar double the second alto through this. Because it'd be guitar in second versus piano, tenor, and trumpet. I think those would... I'll think about it. All right, so that means trombone not doubling, and truly not doubling the alto, but true double on the melody. Like the following the second trumpet here. That's over a D. So we've got D, B, E flat, C sharp, and F sharp. It's really almost like a B major chord over D. Oh man. You know what? I'm really pretty happy with this, with the way this sounds just right now. I think I'm gonna throw the main melody over here, leave it on the piano, taking an octave up right here, and I'm gonna copy this alto line over to the guitar. And let's see how that plays out. I gotta put a mezzo forte under the piano there. Even though I probably have a marking before that, I just want to remind the player, since we're entering a new double bar, I like to remind the player, like, okay, we're going to start fresh on this new phrase at this volume, at this dynamic. So here I have the same thing going on, like trombone 3 has that marking for a mezzo forte here. It's far enough away that I want to make sure we start fresh on this new phrase. Bass trombone, I don't feel like I need to give 1 bar is okay. 2 bars, nope, that's it, too far. All right, let's give it a shot. Oh man, I think that's like just enough dirt thrown onto the melody that it really makes it, I don't know, it really makes it interesting. So now that I've played through it a couple times, I am going to put the trombones at mezzo forte because they will be straight muted. Straight muted has the same kind of, it creates a buzz on trombone. There are harmon mutes for trombone, but I think they're less common than straight mute. And I don't want anybody to have to go shopping just to play my piece. Plus, I want them to already have the mute with them. And then they can just throw it in. Oh, when they sight read the piece, like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll just throw in my straight mute that I bring with me all the time. Not, oh man, I don't have that. We'll have to have it without it. No, it's cool. Just straight mute's fine. can tell now the trombones are sticking out of the texture more than they were a moment ago. But once they're muted live, it'll be a lot closer to the real thing. I do want to... I want to double check on this melody, actually. No, it's the F sharp and F. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the guitar as well. Now, what would be a really neat effect, actually, would be to have the guitar sustain and play each of these notes, or even the piano. That would be cool for the piano to do as well, for the guitar to sustain these notes with the horns. But I don't think that's too necessary, especially because it'd be a big difference from the muted sound of the horns, of these horns in particular. Does that need to be an octave up in guitar, maybe? I don't know that it needs to be that low, for sure. And guitar is displaced by an octave in concert pitch. And I think what's happening in here is, for some reason, it's still sounding down an octave, even in concert pitch, and that's not where I want it, because it should be sounding up here. Yeah, and in that case, I would want to take this line down an octave just to de-emphasize it that tiny bit. I don't know, that actually brings it out a little more. But really give it that punch. You know what? Having these instruments hold over may actually sound cooler. I'm going to give that a shot. Let's get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that tie. Get rid of that tie. Don't need it. No tie. This is a casual event. Alright, get rid of that. Add the dot back. I think it'll create a little more contrast, highlight the fact that these instruments are playing not the same. That they're bringing out a different part of the melody that's not in the actual melody. Let's try that. I am going to decrease the volume on these two again, so I am not hearing them overbalanced, just in my listening back stage. Yeah, I think they can play that fine without... That's not super high for trombone there. I think they can play that without too much, without having to breathe somewhere. I've not. Well, I shouldn't say I have left it in transposed pitch. So that was throwing me off for a second with a couple of these voices. What if we gave the top two a chance to breathe right here and let the... Huh. I think that sounds great. Okay, that time it sounded a little weird. Maybe they can all rest on this part. I think that's the ticket right there. That's the money maker. Having them all rest, because the other ones are different because they're dots in the middle of the line. There are more notes going on afterwards, but this one there's a clear space there. Ooh, what if I had a little pickup note? Nah. No, I don't need to complicate things. Okay, let's change these back to mezzo forte. So I don't forget to do that later. Okay, sorry, I did decrease the volume of the player just a little bit because I saw it getting really close to peaking over there on the mixer for the stream. So cool. I think that's a really cool thing to have happen there. Here are two bars to do something with, but I'm worried that it'll be too much. I'd like to leave the space. We're still in just the first statement of the head, so I don't need to go crazy here. I don't need to fill in all the gaps, you know. I've already done quite enough with these mutes going along. I might even just move these to straight or to open markings over here and be done with the... Well, you know what, actually, it would be cool to have them do chords over these. Beat up, beat up. Dee da dee da da. Ba-doo-dee bee boom. Dee do do. Close. Yeah, it would be cool to have them play some real punchy chords above this bass line. So I'm gonna do that. Let's work it in. What function do I want these chords to have? That's the first question I like to ask myself. Well, I'd like them to lead to this chord that's gonna be setting up the melody here. So that's the... Dee boo doo dee do be boo dee boom be do be be dee dee boom boom. need to get that in my head. That G is really getting all the attention there. I could have, I think, well, no, it's not. It's fine. I think they're balanced out just fine. But that's, the G is actually the melody note. The C is getting a lot of attention. That's a little too much. I think having the motion there is a little funky. I have all these horns going to a G. This just goes to show you how some of this stuff is, you know, just kind of almost mystical, you know. I have all these horns going to a G. I've got the trombones doing it, second trumpet, and then, you know, only a few go into the C, but still the C sounds like the melody there. Do, do, do. Okay, now one thing I'm noticing is that I've completely left out trumpet 4. I can't believe I just noticed that. That kind of sucks. But I'm going to use it as an opportunity to add some more color to these lines. So I had the trombone copy alto, but an octave down. I don't have to do that with fourth trumpet. And then the first trombone is going up. I don't have to do that with fourth trumpet. So let's see, D. Now, what I switched to, I can switch to the other line here in fourth trumpet. Then it switches to B flat. I'll put a courtesy accidental there for my fourth trumpet player, because I'm nice like that. Let's see. Actually, let's see. We've got an E flat, a B, an F sharp, and a C sharp. Oh, I see. I should have this horn play a leading that would be fun. Let's see if it works. Ooh, where's the conflict? Oh, there's an A in the alto sax. We could make this a quarter note and then work up. What's the conflict again? There's another conflict going on here. There's a D flat, F. No, sorry. D flat, A flat, B flat. Could make it consonant that way. If I do, I probably want another courtesy accidental. And a different line there. Do I need that to happen? No. In fact, let's take away the parentheses. See, okay, what have I got going on here? I've got a G and a D in the middle. G in the melody, copied an octave down in tenor, and a D in the middle. Okay, and that's all over a D flat. So we're in D flat altered 7, D flat 7 altered territory here. So I think the B natural is not too crazy. I think that C might be a little crazy though. I'm starting to think. So, and I've got that copied somewhere else. Yeah. That note is giving me some headache. So we're obviously, I shouldn't say obviously, I feel like we're dealing with a D flat sharp 11 because the G is a sharp 11. We've got a D in here, which would be the flat 9. That would make an upper structure triad of G, B natural, and D, which I've got the second trumpet on a B natural. So actually having the second trumpet play B flat with this rhythm, having it go up to the B natural would make more sense. Something's got me a little confused here. Yeah, this guitar, I think, is... Oh, finale. To be fair, you know, I complain about that, but it's a graphics issue. And that's not really the whole point of me using finale. Like, really the sound reproduction and everything like that. So the graphics wander a little bit when I scroll while it's playing. You know, fine. It's fine. I just need to scroll again and let it redraw the screen. Not too mad about that. It does a bunch of other things really well, so I really can't complain about that too much. If they fixed it, that'd be fine, If they don't, it's not like I'm gonna leave finale behind. So I shouldn't complain. Whew, sorry. That afternoon nap energy is really kicking me. And also this chord is really kicking me. So we've got this upper structure triad thing going on. Well, you know what? It having a sharp 11 and a flat 9 doesn't mean it can't have a 13, so maybe it's a G minor chord on top. Yeah. That that works out fine. So maybe instead of going up, now that's just a lot of that note now. So then if I do that, I can make this A flat a half note again. Okay, then I would rather approach it from yeah, there's some crunch. We're going to crunch town with that. I almost would like to see what this sounded like going up to the 7th there of the D flat chord. But then this would need to do the same thing. This is a weird one. 7, then actually 13 would be okay against that. And you've got it in the form of the B natural down here and the B flat up here, so that's a major 7th, which is not that bad of an interval. So I could have this trumpet 4 resolve this down a half step to match the melody. Take a little bit of the crunch out of there, because 2 crunch just starts to be like, wait, was that wrong? Okay, that amount is not too noticeable. Yeah. I like how much of a shift there is on that note. Like, it's a big shift in tonality. The problem is I didn't change anything about this 4th trumpet part, so I probably need to do that. What have I got here? I've got the A happening right below this. So I could keep this E going because it meets with the lead trombone here. but also with lead trumpet, like we're already there. So that's, I don't know if I need to do all that about it and then end up on this C. So I could have this trumpet do the A flat to G resolution. Oh, that did strengthen the G sound, though. So let's see, do I need... I don't need another... I could have an A flat against that. It could go ahead and predict the resolution with a G, but I think that wouldn't be giving it away. Let's see. Yeah, I think if it does anything, it kind of draws the ear to that being the note, you know, which is good. Which is what I needed. I kind of needed from the melody. Let's see if changing that guitar helps. That's cool. What if I brought the other saxes in here to do some work? Copy, cause trumpet 3 is getting not that low in the timbre. It's fine actually. What if I brought that in? And then I want to bring the bari sax in on this line, but I want this to happen. This is an interesting choice. I'm going to cloud up the interval that's happening here and then have it resolve. I don't want that bass coming out too strong. Or I could choose to go, see, an A flat. I could choose to be a G flat and an F natural to haze up the, to add some ambiguity to the first part. Yeah, no, I don't think that really helps, actually. I may even want to just reinforce the fifths for these two bars. Let's go. So we want, I think it'd be fine to have second tenor play that an octave down. And I know I'll put a question mark at the end of that. Okay, no, it's not okay. It actually is not okay. Yeah, that's too low. Oh, let's zoom out. It's the wrong button. Barry has low A. Come on. Copy that an octave up. And then let's okay, cool. So I've got a little more build up to the bridge. All right, that works. I'm gonna leave it like that because I think I've used this analogy before. You know, when you go down the candle aisle in a store and you go, "Oh, that looks like it smells good," and you start smelling candles, and then you smell too many of them, and then you get down the line, and it's like you don't even know what they smell like anymore. You can't even tell, like you can't smell things anymore. That's how I mean, that's how I get. I would think other people get kind of the same feeling when they, when you dig too far into the weeds for, what am I looking at, 5 bars here? When you dig too far into that, it starts to kind of mush up in my brain, and I need to move on to something else and come back at it with fresh ears, as we might call them, later. So, all right. So, background figures for the bridge. I'm happy with losing a little bit of mass to the melody over here. Okay, that's actually going to be open trumpet, but I'll get some background figures going for the melody, for the bridge section. I'll have saxes play them up front, and then add brass in so they have time to take the mutes out. And then when we get over here, break it back down to where it was in the first statement of the A section, and the second half will be a lot thicker right here. Well, there's a big conflict there. Oh, I think it's because I copied that. Yeah, the E. And that's above an A flat right there. And I still think the guitar is playing an octave up from where it should. Or an octave down, sorry. Yeah. But like I said, those will be unmuted. So, background figures for the bridge. Background figures for the solo. And then for the solo or solos, I think a lot of the background figures will be kind of synonymous with each other, I guess. And there'll be a lot of kind of copy and paste, but then changing the harmony around. And then going back for the statement of the head, I think will be very similar. So, it may seem like there's a lot of work yet to be done, but I've done most of the hard stuff. Spending time on these bars to really build this section and accompany the melody without covering it up. I think that does a lot. Let's listen to what we've got so far. I'll just go up to the solo section because I still haven't written much that's interesting for that. Trumpets are going to be open for that second half of for that second A section before the bridge. There's nothing I could do about that, really. Just like that playing every time. And finally... that sounds pretty cool. I'm really happy with that. Yeah, that works. I'm really happy with that section that I fleshed out there. That is gonna just sound fantastic. The general rule is that I have found, I got to stop talking about you because it just pertains to me, really. I have a lower tolerance for dissonance when Finale is playing it than when people play it. I almost said humans. That sounds weird, like I'm an alien or something. But when people play it, when players actually play this back, there's a much higher tolerance there, because there's this other element that's just added that the Finale can't do. Yeah, so yeah, that's this part sounds a little crunchy, but man, when the band plays it, yeah, I'll probably do the same kind of build up I did back in the intro for these three notes, except it'll all be muted, so it won't have the same kind of power, which is good. That's what I don't want it to. It's a different section. I don't want it to just be copy and pasted material. Like, oh, that's exactly how the intro went. I do want the listener to think, oh man, that's kind of how the intro was. But not so overtly that it's like, that's literally from the intro. I want it to tie the tune in, the blending material in thematically, without it being like slapping you in the face with its exact, copy. I guess. Anyway, thanks for joining in. I know I don't announce these things too far ahead of time, and that's because my schedule is kind of crazy right now. But if you tuned in live, thank you so much. If you're watching later, thank you just as well. If you're enjoying the content or whatever, and you want to keep seeing this stuff, I always hate this part. If I'm sure you know how YouTube works. You can subscribe to my channel, and you can set it up to where it tells you when I go live. That's cool. If you want to be a part of the rest of this tune, I'm going to be finishing it up soon. Very quickly, actually, because I don't have very long. And that would be the easiest way for you to know when I start streaming again. If it doesn't really bother you and you would rather catch up later when you have free time, then don't worry about it. If you subscribe, you can see that I have made a new one, but it won't bother you about it, which is, I think, is a is the preference usually. So yeah, you can do that. It's not like I'm making tons of ad revenue here, so I'm not trying to boost my income or anything like that. This is just for fun. But if you want to learn more, follow along. That'd be cool. And if you leave a comment or something and let me know if you have any questions or anything, I'll try to address them in the next thing. Have some communication about what you need, and then I'll try to meet that need. So anyway, thanks again. I appreciate you, and I will see you next time. I'll actually probably stream again tonight because I really need to buckle down on this tune and get it finished for us to be able to read it. All right, see you next time.